Can you hear?
Testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C.
EDG.
Chicken and rice.
Waffle and chicken.
Peanut butter jelly.
You know what's finger licking.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good? Can we start? Can people see us? Can people see me?
Hi.
Can they see?
Can they see us?
Yes, you guys are live.
We're
Bring it
live.
in.
Great, let's go.
Hey, let's start it.
Let's get rocking. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being on time. We know there's a good amount of you in this chat. We want to make good use of your time.
That's right.
So welcome to our 1-week parent info session for Catalina Sea Camp, summer 2025.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Paul Buttercup, and I am the Summer Operations Director. I will be visiting all Guided Discoveries camps this summer.
And I am the summer camp director. My name is Jackie Howe, and I'm the summer camp director for the 1-week program at Catalina Sea Camp.
Yes.
We are going to just start rolling. Patrick, can we see the PowerPoint yet? Awesome. Also, friends and families, as we are going through this, we have a beautiful team here in the space with us that is answering live chat questions. So if something pops up, put it in the chat. We might not be able to see it, but they will, and they'll answer to the best of their abilities. But we're going to go through this PowerPoint and just kind of get you feeling locked and loaded and ready to go.
If there are some great questions, then our registrar, Crystal, who many of you have spoken to, is going to be sharing that with us at the end, and we can even answer them live.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Do I have any fish in my teeth? No?
No, do I?
No. We had pokey. It was really good.
Fish tacos and
Excellent.
pokey.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they can see this first slide, Pat, right? Okay, so if you are watching this, I'm assuming your kiddo is attending one of these sessions. Session 1, 2, 3, or 4. These are the dates for our 1-week programs. We pick up on a Saturday and we drop off on a Friday. Everyone around me is laughing,
Say it
so
again.
I'm wondering if what we're doing is funny. We pick up on a Saturday and we drop off on a Friday. Okay?
Yeah.
So Saturday you will be dropping your kids off with us, and on Friday you will be picking them up. And we're going to talk about the boat. We're going to talk about the times. We're going to get into the details. So moving on to the next slide, Pat. This is our year-round team. I just want you to kind of like see the peeps here. There is a lot more of us, but these are our year-round people. So you see myself, summer camp director, Paul here, our summer operations director, and then Heather Peterson, our program director. She is currently out on the island. She lives permanently in Fox Landing. She helps us hire all of our instructors and make sure that the boats are going and that program is happening.
She lives on the island all year.
Yeah, I did just say that.
That's crazy town.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot,
Okay.
but it's beautiful. Her front yard is Fox Landing's beach.
Lucky dog.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Pat, meet the staff. I'm going to briefly talk to you a little bit about the staff members that we have at camp. We have counseling staff, the cabin counselors. Those are the people who are directly working with your kids all day long, through the night. They are present. They are in the cabins. We got our instructing staff. These tend to be college graduates who've graduated in some type of STEM degree. They're interested in marine science. They're interested in the ocean adventure. They are guiding our activities. We have our maintenance staff who are working very hard to
Cleaning
maintain.
the dorms, cleaning
Yes.
the bathrooms at least twice a day. They're in the dining hall, making sure that the dining hall is super nice and clean. And we have an amazing kitchen staff. Our kitchen staff continues to get better and better each and every year. They will work with your campers on all sorts of allergies and things like that, from gluten issues to lactose issues.
Dairy-free,
Yes.
vegan, vegetarian.
Those are great things to let us know in the paperwork that you're filling out. But if there's something that you're curious about, like, my kid doesn't eat this, or my kid's really picky, email Jackie.
Yeah, don't worry. We will help you out, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit more about food as we get through this slideshow. Moving on, next slide, Pat. Do you want to take this?
Oh my goodness, I totally do.
This is yours.
Something that is really important to us is our motto. And so what we say this to our staff, we say this to every single camper that walks onto our pier, is that every word and every action must be true, kind, and necessary.
And necessary. It has to be all three.
Yes, super easy. It's what's crazy is I will sit down with a kid and say, what were the 3 things that we said 5 days ago? And the kids will remember the true, kind, necessary.
Yeah.
It's something that we ask our staff to do. It's something we ask our kids to do. I do it at home. I do it with the baseball team that I coach, and they roll their eyes and say, true, kind, and necessary. We want, no one came to camp to get made fun of.
No.
And we want kids to feel comfortable. We want them to unmask and be their true selves. See what I was doing there?
I do.
So they can be their true selves while they are at Fox Landing with us.
Yeah.
And then something that's really also important to me is every year we do a design on the back of our shirts. We have our beautiful octopus logo that we have on the front. And on the back this year, Jackie and our 3-week director, Sydney, said, let's do flying fish. So we have this beautiful flying fish with one of our wooden Catalina piers on it and a little piece of Catalina right there. So that will be on our staff shirts.
And camper shirts.
I'm not going to tell you what color right now.
Nope.
No, going to be a surprise.
It's a secret.
I like a good surprise.
Cool. All right, let's jump through for our agenda. Just to keep you guys on track, we are going to talk about preparing for camp, things that are happening in camp, some health and wellness, and then some Q&A, okay?
Right.
Let's talk about preparing for camp. So, for our enrolled families, you all should have parent portals. So when you go to catalinaseacamp.org, you can find a little link that says enrolled families. There you will log into your parent portal. However you enrolled or registered your camper, you will use that email and password. And in there, you will find everything. If you go to forms and documents, it's like one of the top things. You'll find the parent guide, the packing list, all of the health history forms we need to see.
What's a parent guide?
Oh, a parent guide. Okay, a parent guide is a guide for parents. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
It will tell you everything you need to know about really everything we're about to talk about right now is in this parent guide.
But wait a minute, I've never sent my kids to Sea Camp before. Do I have to read it?
Yes, you have to read the parent guide.
Please read it. We put that together, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's way
really
better
nice.
than the one that was there a couple years ago that I made. It's easy to read, and it goes through step by step by step everything that you need to know about sending your kid to Catalina Sea Camp.
Mm-hmm.
You're already doing something where you're putting a kid on a boat. Shouldn't you know everything?
Mm-hmm.
Read it. It'll take 30 minutes at the most.
I guarantee you, any question you might have in your head, you can find in that parent guide.
Read that parent guide.
Okay, please look through it. And if you're like, this is too much to handle, just email us. We're here to help you. Okay. Traveling to and from camp is in there. Arrival in camp, what to pack. We're going to talk about those also in this session together just to kind of get you started on it. So I'm assuming Pat moved to the next one. Traveling to and from Catalina Sea Camp logistics. We're going to spend a little bit of time on this. If any of you are returning families, please turn your ears on.
Right now.
Okay?
Here comes the different part.
Things are going to be a little fun and wild and crazy. Now, that's how we like to keep it around here. Now, we will continue doing drop-off between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. That means you can drop your camper off, check in, get their name tag, meet the nurse, drop off medications, drop off their bags between 11 and 1. Okay? And then when you pick up on Friday, our boat will arrive at 12 noon. 12 noon. Please be there.
Be there early.
Oh, get there at like 11:30.
Please be
Yeah.
there. You're going to have to sign your camper out, get prepared. You can get cool footage of the boat coming in.
Oh, yeah. You can make a sign. So you
Sure.
could stand on the side with a cool little sign. It's like, welcome home, Susie. So please be there by 12. It's not fun when campers arrive and no one's there to pick them up. Please make sure someone's there to pick them up.
Ugh.
Yeah. Airport, there's a lot of information in the parent guide about airport. We handle that. We get our kids on the airport bus with all the airport staff and they head on over to LAX. If you have special requests, if you are going to be in Avalon, maybe you have a boat and you're going to be around Catalina on your boat and you're like, I don't know if we're going to make it to Long Beach. Can you get us in Avalon? Please let me know that. There is an extra additional charge to do that. It's definitely not an easy thing, but we can work with you guys. Okay, so if there's something going on, any special accommodations for pickup or drop off, just email me and we can make it happen.
We can't hold your camper for an hour or 2 hours,
Right.
but things like dropping off in Avalon, etc. Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys. Now, this is for those of you who are new friends and family. You might still see these things on some of our older marketing materials, so that's why we also want to talk about it here. In this slide, you can see a green circle and a red circle with an X. The red circle with an X is where our boat used to pick up and drop off our campers, okay? We used to say the Queen Mary, and it was really easy to find because it was the Queen Mary in Long Beach, and everybody knows where that is. We are not going out of the Queen Mary anymore, okay? 1825 W Pier Drive is our new... And honestly, actually, it's pretty cool. Like
it's our own spot.
It's our own spot.
We don't have to deal with concerts. We don't have to deal with the craziness of that
There's
area.
Parking.
There's tons of parking. One cool thing that we are going to be doing this year is because there's not much around it to eat. And we are going to be having games out there. We're going to have counselors running all sorts of activities.
Yes.
We're getting a taco person.
A taco person.
What our plan is that they will be there and you'll be able to get lunch right there and just hang out in the new shaded area that they're building right now as you and I are talking. I saw pictures of it.
That's exciting.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah.
We are going to do as much signage and have people all up and down. It's somewhat of an industrial area, so we will do what we can to make that easy. We even bought one of those wavy things.
Those guys that are like...
Yeah, so you just look for the giant wavy scuba diver, and you make a right into 1825 West Pier D. Yeah,
so we'll do everything we can. We will we will send announcements, we will send text messages, we will send phone calls, but I really want to plant the seed, start the conversation now for this location, because like Paul said, it's a little interesting. Okay, it's a little interesting looking.
Industrial, we'll call it.
Industrial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next slide, if you look at, are you on the next slide, Pat? Wait, go back to the other one real fast. I just want to give them a point of reference. So if you look at this slide, you can see the green circle, and to the right of it, you see Berth 55 Fish Market. Okay, so keep your eye on Berth 55 Fish Market.
You'll pass that.
Now, Pat, move to the next picture. Okay, so this one's a little funky, but the Berth 55 Fish Market is the little orange circle down.
It's like a fork and knife.
Yeah, it's like a little fork and knife, okay? So I just want to show you that the off-ramp is a big circle, and it kind of brings you down into this industrial-looking boatyard area.
Can I say something that's really important?
Please.
That says that on there?
Yeah, say it.
I'm a Waze user.
I use Waze all the time.
Jackie and I are hardcore Wazers.
Yeah.
Don't use Waze.
Please don't use Waze.
Waze will not bring you there.
No.
It will bring you to a different spot. Again, we're going to be stationing people up and down that road. Waze, for some reason, will not bring you there. You can use Google Maps, Apple Maps. You've all got them on your smartphones. Don't use Waze.
Yeah, please don't use Waze. So the next slide is a QR code. Now, if that's on here, I suggest you scan this right now and save the location in your Google Maps, okay? You can drop a pin, save it, name it, camper drop-off, pickup for Catalina Sea Camp.
This QR code is in your parent guide, which you're all going to be reading. So it's in there. And again, like Jackie said, there will be communication with this QR code in it as well. So this will not be the only time that you will see it.
Right. Also, this whole thing is recorded and saved on our YouTube. So if you're missing this, you'll be able to pause it and scan it. Okay, let's keep going. Talk a little bit more about travel. Pat. Traveling to and from camp, just so you guys know, please feed your campers lunch. We pick up at 11 o'clock, but we don't give food until we get to camp, and we don't eat until like 6 o'clock. So please feed your kiddos. There's a lot of places, if you don't have the tacos at our spot, which there will be tacos.
My kid won't eat tacos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I'm so sorry.
I know.
That's rough.
He's picky. It has to be shaped like a dinosaur for him to eat it.
I get it.
Yeah. Do you?
No. There's a lot of restaurants in Long Beach anyway, so I said please feed them. There is snacks on the boat. We do have a boat snack thing. We don't operate that though, okay? It's the boat's snack bar, so they need to bring cash, which we don't recommend sending your kid with a bunch of cash to camp, because our store, which we'll talk about in a minute, is not a cash store.
So $20 is more than enough for them to get a snack going and get a snack coming. $10 is going to get you chips and maybe a hot dog or those
a drink
or those what do you call Sour Patch Kids that all the kids are eating today. I wanted to sound as old as I could.
Yeah. Not there yet.
Okay. I tried.
But please, another thing that I've noticed over the years, water bottle. Please send your kid with a water bottle.
Labeled with a name.
I mean, that would be great. if you're planning on them buying one at camp, okay, send them with something to drink because we don't have 200 plus water bottles on the boat and kids will have to buy drinks through that store there. So please send your kid with water, sunscreen, jacket, whatever. And then seasickness, it is a boat ride. It's a little bit of a journey. It's a little rocky. We get a little loosey-goosey on that boat. If your kid gets seasick, Dramamine, boning, seasickness bracelets.
I'm going to give you a seasickness tip.
Give it.
Boning, Dramamine, makes kids really drowsy.
Yeah, true.
And there's nothing more fun than going to summer camp on the first day and being like a super sleepy 10-year-old.
True.
So there are different things that you can do. One of the best things, I call it the seasickness watch. If you go onto Amazon right now and you typed in seasickness watch, you will see something. It looks like a watch. You wear it here, and it sends a tiny shock into your nervous system. It tricks your brain. I'm not going to go into the details,
Science.
but it's about $100, and they are amazing. It's great for car rides. It's great, whatever makes, if you have a kid who gets really seasick, and we even have staff that use these are absolutely magic. I can't say enough about them. So if you don't want to have a drowsy kid, seasickness watch, look them up on Amazon.
Yes. Okay, let's keep moving here. Arriving at camp, I'm just going to kind of go through this real fast just to give you a little idea of what the first day looks like. As soon as we get into camp, we go over guidelines. There's a lot of, we call them guidelines, not rules, because we want it to be a little bit more fun. Okay, we understand that like sitting the kids down and saying, don't do this and don't do that is not exactly the best way. So we have some fun ways of talking about guidelines. We have all camp guidelines. We do cabin guidelines where your campers in their cabin with their cabin counselor will first thing sit down and talk about the important things they need to do as a team in the cabin to be successful living together and sharing a space. If you have any questions about that, I love talking about cabin guidelines. It's a very, very big part of the first 12 hours of our program. And then we have dinner. Dinner is always something comfort food like Italian or spaghetti or something, or hamburgers, something like that. And then we do opening campfire, which is arguably one of the coolest things that we do at camp. It's a huge campfire put on by all of the staff. It's kind of like a kids' SNL.
Yes, not a sit around sing Kumbaya and sway. We are in a way transitioning these kids. Some of them will have just ended school 3 days ago. Yeah. We're getting them in a camp mood. And like Jackie said, it's a total kids SNL. It's interactive, it's fun. It's
silly, we're singing, we're dancing, we're in costume, we're letting our freak flags fly. It's a good time. And then we go to bed. Okay, so the first day is like boom, 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 sleep. Just to kind of let you know what that looks like. And again, I will be calling you. I will be emailing you. I will be letting you know as soon as that boat gets into camp. I will be in your ear on your phone all week. So don't you worry. Okay, you'll know everything that's happening. What to pack? Pat, go to the next one, please. So there's, a lot of people ask what to pack at camp. This packing list right here is in the parent guide, which you're all going to read, that you can find in your forms and documents section of the parent portal.
They're all probably reading it right now.
Yeah, you are. That's how good you guys are.
Yeah.
Good thing to know, it's cold at night and it's warm during the day. Layers. I'll usually start with, sweatpants, a tank top, and then a jacket on, and then I'll kind of morph into shorts and a t-shirt. Don't send your kids with their absolute most favorite item. Things get really dirty at camp and things get lost at camp. Label everything.
Label everything.
Everything. Seriously, please label if it's not labeled and they don't show up at home with it. And
they're great labeling companies. If you don't want to write your name on stuff, you can look up camp labeling. You just Google stickers. That. There's stickers. You can even get like a little picture of your child with their name, and you stick it on things. I still have it on so many of my children's clothing, pieces of clothing. Yes, label. Yes.
So some of them with things to adventure in and be warm and cozy in at nighttime, and just comfortable clothes. Athleisure, that's what I wear. I wear a lot of athleisure. We provide all of the activity gear, so wetsuits, snorkels, fins, masks, all of that stuff. We have everything they need. Your camper does not need any gear. Okay, we've got it all there. One thing I do recommend because our bathrooms at Fox are detached from the cabins. So campers physically have to leave the cabin and walk to the bathroom. So shower shoes, caddies, shower caddies, some type of material. I saw someone give their camper it was like a towel romper. And after they got out of the shower, it was like a step-in romper that they like Velcroed, and they could just walk back to the cabin.
Oh, we need to partner with that company.
It was really, really cool. Yeah, because
Wow.
sometimes it is you're like wrapped in a towel, like running from the bathroom to your cabin. So things to think about for packing. And then bedding. It's a twin-size bed. I recommend a fitted sheet, a sleeping bag, and a pillow. That's what I brought when I was a camper. Whatever's gonna make them comfortable. If they have a sleep snuggie, if they have a blankie, if they have one of your blanks, when I went to camp, my mom sent her favorite blankie in my bag. I didn't know it, and it was awesome.
I like that.
Bedtime is always, it's a time where feelings come up. So think about what your camper is going to be most comfortable with. Ask them, and yeah. Betty. Okay, moving on. Camp store and forms. Okay, we talked a little bit about camp store. We have a camp store at camp. Do not send your camper with cash. You need to go into your online parent portal and add funds before your camper gets to camp. Crystal, our registrar, is really good at noticing if there's no money in the account. We recommend about $75. $50 is okay, but $75 will get them like a crew neck sweatshirt, a water bottle, and a hat if they want any of those things. It's like camp merch. We sell candy for $1, things like that. Just please make sure that you are putting that money in their account online. Don't send them with cash. We don't handle cash in camp. Okay. Please check if forms are marked incomplete. Please review them. Crystal also is probably reaching out to you if you haven't completed forms. We need everything to be done. So please let us know if you need extensions. But you can see all of this in your forms and documents section of the parent portal. One of the forms that is really important that I want to bring to your attention quickly is the camper experience form. That is a part of every single Bridge camper's enrollment. And this is an opportunity for you, guardian parent, to talk to us about the needs of your camper.
The only people that read that
Yes.
are going to be your child's counselor or counselors and potentially Jackie and her leadership team.
Yeah.
That is it. It is not posted, in the staff dining area for everyone to see. This is so we can better serve your camper. We want their experience with us to be comfortable, warm, and almost feel like home within at least the first couple of hours. And so if there's things that we need to know, like my child's picky, like my child, wears this when they go to sleep, let us know those things.
Yeah.
The more you share with us, the more successful your camper will be.
There's a lot of parents, and if some of you have done this, thank you so much, that call me and just say, hey, Jackie, I want to talk to you about my kid. I just want to give you a couple pointers, some things that I've noticed over the years. Maybe they wet the bed a lot. Maybe they can't get up in the morning and it's really, really hard to get them out of bed. Maybe they don't like eating breakfast and you're wondering how we're going to manage that. I can't press enough how important it is for us to know these things. I take note of all of this. I type it into their file. When I pair them with counselors, we talk to the counselors before they get to camp and we say, hey, this is one of your campers and we were let know that he wets the bed a lot. So we need to come up with a plan. We need to talk about this before it happens and we're like, oh no, we didn't know this. So doesn't bother us to call. Please call and we will chat about whatever we need to. Okay? I always like talking to you guys anyways. All right, let's move on to in camp. We're going to talk a little bit about the food, a little bit about homesickness. Who do campers ask for help? What if my camper gets sick? And then how do parents and campers stay in touch? All right, we'll touch briefly on food. I know we talked about it in the beginning. We do 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all similar times. We have snacks available all day long. We handle any type of dietary restriction, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, pescatarian, any type of allergies. We are a nut-free facility as well. All of those things. If there's something specific you want to talk to us about, please give me a call.
Let me just say, the word that I taught my son recently is the word advocate. Be an advocate for yourself. If you're hungry in the middle of the day, don't hold it in. Don't ride home. If you're uncomfortable, be an advocate for yourself and ask for help. So making sure that for some of these campers, this is going to be their first time away from home. Talk to them about asking for help, about getting that need. And so like I saw the word snack there. If your kid's hungry, even at night before they go to sleep, tell them to say something. Make sure that they let our staff know what their needs are.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Paul, for touching on that. All right, let's talk a little bit about homesickness. Okay, this is one of the most common things we experience. It happens all the time. I honestly would argue 90% of our campers in the first 24 hours of camp are homesick.
Totally normal.
And it's totally normal. And you know what you could do to help us? Talk to them about it before you send them. Say, hey, remember that time if they've been at a sleepover, if they've stayed over at, maybe grandma and grandpa's house, like there's going to be feelings of being away from home. Like, what do you need when you start to feel like that? Have them kind of think about the process of being in camp without mom and dad or aunt and uncle, whoever guardian is, for, extended period of time. Because I think when kids are able to kind of think about it a little bit beforehand, it's not as much of a shock when it does happen. Also, this is something that we train and we talk about over and over and over in training week with our staff. We meet with our staff for 2 weeks without any kids before campers come to camp to train about all different things and how to work at Sea Camp. And homesickness is one of the biggest ones we talk about.
A great way to do it with your kids is to say, hey, when I went to camp when I was 10,
thank you,
I was homesick.
Yeah.
I don't think that you'll be that way, Jackie, but I just want to let you know, like, I really missed home, and here's what I did. So putting yourself in that situation, you're not telling them what they have to do.
Right.
You're showing, number one, that it's normal, and number two, how you dealt with it.
Yeah, that's so good. And part of the cabin guidelines that I have all the counselors do is talk about the feeling of homesickness and say, y'all are probably going to miss your pillows or, your favorite morning sandwich at home. Like,
your
there's
dog.
things, your dog.
Your cat.
And that's okay. We're going to talk about it. And we really normalize it. We bring it to light. We don't hide it. And you can help us also. And if things become a little out of hand in the sense where we can tell that your camper is visibly distraught and having a hard time, we don't want them to experience trauma at camp. We will call you and, talk to you about what our options are.
Great.
Okay. Who do campers ask for help? All right, there's a lot of us in camp. Their cabin counselor, every camper will be assigned a counselor and other campers in their cabin, and that is their unit for the time they're at camp. That counselor is their primary
Can
first
I ask
person.
you a question?
Please.
So you said there's a lot of staff at camp, and one thing that I get asked a lot as a camp director is, what's the ratio? So of a group,
Amazing.
So where the kids sleep, what's the ratio of campers to staff?
2 adults for every 8 kids is our ratio in program, in the cabins. In every cabin, there are 8 campers sleeping in every cabin and 2 adults, also 2 staff members, cabin counselors in those cabins as well. And sometimes it's not their cabin counselor that's in the cabin with them, and that's okay. They're going to get to know all of the counselors. And the counselors are their primary go-tos. We have head counselors. There's an assistant camp director. There's myself. And even the instructing staff. They get very close with the campers. So our goal, our priority is that your kid finds one person in camp that they can connect with and go to for anything. And then depending on what they need, it gets either brought up the chain or, we work with them as things come along.
Great.
What if your camper gets sick? So we have an RN or an MD and then a full-time EMT that is with us in camp the entire time. We over-communicate, okay? So if anything happens, we're going to call you. If they're complaining of a sore throat, we're going to call you. If they have a headache, we're going to give them water. We're going to call you. We're going to let you know what's going on. Campers that have fevers, like we've had campers who've had a fever and we let them sleep in the clinic overnight, and then if it goes away the next day, we let them go back to program. If it persists and they're getting worse, we will make a plan with you on what you want to do. It might mean they have to leave camp if it's really bad. We don't want them to be super uncomfortable in camp, and we don't really want them to get other people sick too. So we will be in touch, okay? Please don't send your kid to camp.
I was about to say that.
If they're sick.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I mean, what happens is everything gets around camp quickly.
Yeah.
From rumors to, boy, I got to tell you, sick kids.
Yeah.
And that stuff gets shared absolutely everywhere. If your child is sick, please let us know. They can come late.
Yep.
They can potentially come to a different session. We understand that could be a lot because you probably have your summers scheduled completely and totally out. I certainly do. And so just be honest with us. Keep our camp as healthy and safe as it possibly can be.
Yes, please, please, please. Okay, how do parents and campers stay in touch? So you all should be able to download an app on your phone. If you're reading your parent guide,
You better be.
There's a whole bunch of information in there on the Companion app, which is something that goes on your smartphone, and it is the main form of contact and communication with us and your kids throughout the day. Every hour, we are posting photos. We are posting little, what are they called? Push the notification little. They're not tweets, but they're
push
micro
notifications.
posts.
Oh.
Micro posts, yeah,
Yes.
where we're telling you, hey, this is what we're doing today, and it'll come through your phone. And there's also a feature called bunk notes, okay? So bunk notes are a way for you to type a little email. We print all of our emails at 11, okay? It'll say your camper's name, it'll say who it's from, we'll give it to them.
So if you type a note at noon on Monday, they're not going to get it till about 11:30
On Tuesday.
on Tuesday. So
Yeah.
please be aware, and that sometimes within the email world,
Yeah.
that's old news.
Yeah. So I recommend if you're gonna email your camper, put it in the system before 11. And then we'll print it, we'll give it to them. If you want them to reply, this is how they reply, okay? I've had parents get confused and think that there's computers where your camper can email you back. They're unplugged.
So unplugged.
Which we
it's
didn't
silly.
even talk about, so we'll talk about it in a minute. They're unplugged, so what you can do is when you type that email, there's a cute little box that says handwritten reply.
It's cute.
Click it, okay? And then it'll attach a blank sheet of paper to your email, and your camper will hand write a message to you, and we'll fax it, and it'll show back up in your little Companion app.
Yep. My parents, when I was a kid, sent postcards and made me send postcards. They still have those postcards many years later. But this is an opportunity for you to get that digital postcard. You'll have
In the
their
moment.
writing in the moment. It's as close to in the moment as possible.
Yeah, and we send those all day long. Like we're constantly watching the mailbox. If a kid puts it in at 2:00, we'll send it out. If a kid puts it in at 9, we'll send it out. Snail mail for our 1 week. If you're gonna do it, send it like at least a week in advance.
So if your child goes on a Saturday, send it on Monday at the latest.
Yeah.
Because there's no next day anything to Catalina Island.
Yeah, no.
Nothing is next day. Not even Amazon can do it.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend Monday, Tuesday maybe at the latest.
Yeah.
Getting it in the mail in a postman's hand. Tuesday at the latest.
Here's a fun little idea. I've seen some parents write postcards and like little cute cards, and they hide them in the things, okay? You can like put one in a shoe. You could put one in the pillow. And it's sweet. So there's lots of ways you can get creative. I can't tell you how many cards come weeks, even just the day after the kid leaves camp, and it's like, and sometimes there's no return to sender, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So please keep that in mind. Also, no care packages.
Please no.
Don't send any packages. Please, please, please. No phone calls. This is another big thing, okay? We are not an open line for communication via phone between campers and parents. That's not to say if there is an emergency or if something's going on, absolutely we can call home. Not a problem at all. If you and I are talking on the phone and you're like, I really just need to speak with them and it's something, serious, absolutely. I'm not going to tell you can't talk to your kid. But please don't tell your camper. Just let them know, and you can call. We can call on the phone, because then they're going to be like, Mom and Dad told me I could talk on the phone, and they can't. They can't talk on the phone.
Yeah. We've got maybe 3 or 4 landlines and about 220 kids in camp at a time. Can I briefly talk about disconnect to reconnect?
Please, jump in.
I would say if you are driving your kids from Pacoima or Gardenia, leave the phone in the car or at home. Don't even bring it. They're not going to be able to use it at camp. We don't have cell service at camp. We have business-based Wi-Fi, and that's it. A lot of what Jackie does during the session is on business-based Wi-Fi. If your kid's flying in, and they're coming in, it's like a 4 or 5 hour flight, and they want to use their phone, they want to use their computer, awesome. We will hold onto that device the entire time that they are there. Give it back to them as they're getting on the boat. I'm not sure exactly how we do it, but we'll be giving it back to them as they get on the boat.
Yeah.
They do not need a phone. If they want to, they'll have paper and pen to get phone numbers and emails, or you can collect that stuff at check-in in Long Beach.
And tell them that they're not going to be able to have their phone.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to just kind of brush through the last couple slides. I just like to give you a quick little idea of the day today in camp, our program, what we're doing. Every camper in the 1 week program gets to try everything once, okay? Whether it's kayaking, sailing, stand-up paddleboarding, snorkeling, tubing, all of our different labs, shark lab, fish lab, plankton lab, invertebrate lab. We have a rock wall. We have a giant swing. We have arts and crafts. We have archery. We even have a ropes course. They will get an opportunity to try all of it at least once. And then there will be opportunities throughout the week called electives, where if they absolutely loved the giant swing, they can do the giant swing again, okay? So I just kind of like to let you all know that this program is a great smorgasbord.
I love that word.
Of activities that we offer at Catalina Sea Camp. Patrick, jump on. We got one more slide. These are just the odds and ends before we get into Q&A. No, we don't do laundry at the 1 week program. However, if your camper pees the bed, if there's an accident, if something happens, we have facilities. We can get them done.
We gotcha.
Yes. Friend requests. If your camper requested a friend to be in their bunk, please make sure that it is a first name and a last name in there. I have been calling some of you guys saying, hey, you asked for this person who's in an 8-year-old and your camper's 12. The way that we do cabins is our 8 and 9-year-olds are in one cabin, 10 and 11-year-olds are in another, 12 and 13-year-olds are in another. So if there's like bunk requests of different age groups, it gets a little messy, and I'll be calling you and asking.
I have a 9-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. Will they see each other?
Oh, absolutely. All the time. Every day. At every meal, at all the free time. There's free time after dinner. We do all camp activities.
Okay.
They will see the people all day. It's a small facility, okay?
Awesome.
We're all in it together. Yeah, great. Okay. Whew, that was good. Thank you all. You can reach out to me, Jackie at CatalinaSeaCamp.org. I will be heading out to the island in a couple weeks here, so...
Registrar Crystal is giving us the greatest hits of questions right now. Can I take the first one?
Please.
What are the guidelines around lights out time at night?
Mm-hmm.
I can even give a preface to that while you come up with your answer. My daughter listens to headphones before she goes to sleep. My son likes to read with a flashlight before they go to sleep. And everybody has their own nighttime ritual. How do y'all do it at Fox?
So, depending on when program ends or campfire ends, which usually is around 8:45, 9, all of the counselors have a 30-minute window of get ready for bedtime, whether it's brush your teeth, get your pajamas on. Sometimes they're reading a book, depending on whatever the cabin has decided, if they want to read a book, if they want to do meditations, if they want to listen to music, if they want to play a game that's like a mellow game like Rosebud Thorn. They do some type of very mellow, calming, debrief style activity, and then the lights go out. And once the lights are out, everyone is head on the pillow. The counselor stays in the cabin for 15 to 20 minutes, usually playing very low, relaxing music, or just there in the space. Again, it's all about what the campers want, and they talk about this during their cabin guidelines when they first arrive. And then after about 15, 20 minutes, the counselor steps outside the cabin and sits outside in the quad in the center. So if a kid lifts their head up and looks out the window, there's a group of counselors that sit outside of the cabin for about 45 minutes, usually until everything has quieted down. And then by that point, the counselors go to bed and they all sleep in the cabins too. So they're pretty easily accessible and easy to hear. But there's definitely a little bit of a routine of a timestamp of when things happen.
Okay.
I hope that answers that question.
But I can, so there are, we have received calls about potential water pollution due to certain things, everything from the fire in the Palisades to all sorts of things that have gone on. Please know we are a year-round organization. Currently today, Thursday, May 8th, there are 300 kids on Catalina right now, both Fox and Toyon Bay, and 200 at Astro Camp. We test water. We work with the Catalina Island Conservancy. There are no concerns in our bay. There there are no random algal blooms that are giving us problems right now. We're actually involved in a huge replenishing macrocystis, so like algae with the little bubbles on it that you will see or have seen less of. We are in the process of helping replant and replenish the ocean of all of those different great healthy green algae. Right now we are not having any sorts of problems with water concerns. We are, like I said, a year-round organization of marine scientists, and they are testing the water and working in that water all year round. If you have any other questions about that stuff, use Jackie's email and we will direct you to scientists. Because I am not a scientist, but I do know that our water is very safe to be snorkeling in, as we have staff that have been doing it all year and for I think 47 years. Some of them have been around that long.
I was just out there last week doing my lifeguard instructor recertification. I was in the water for about 4 hours straight. It was lovely.
Yes.
Okay, hopefully that helps. Themed days besides the 1 week social. Okay, so for our new families, we do have themes at Sea Camp, themed activities. I will be sending out an email with more information on what that is. It's basically like parties or events that the staff put on, and it's a themed party, and everybody dresses up and wears costumes. And I understand that some of you are coming out in about a month, so you're probably like, we need to get working on our costumes. I will get those themes to you in the next week. That's the plan. There is a Sea Camp social, which is kind of like a carnival / dance / free time activities with games, and everything is like on theme. And then we have things called crew nights, and a crew night is a party for a crew, and a crew is a group of campers all in the same age. So 8 and 9-year-olds are the A crew. So there will be a themed party for the 8 and 9-year-olds. Same for the 10 and 11, same for the 12 and 13. And we will let you know all of those things before your campers come to camp so that they can plan accordingly. That's a great question. Friend requests. When will we know if friend requests are confirmed? So I'm working on housing right now. For the most part, if I haven't called you, your friend request is confirmed. Okay? And you can just email me, just say, hey, Jackie, this is my camper, this is their friend. Can you confirm it? A lot of people do that, and I can send you back and say, yes, confirmed. Or no, not confirmed, and then I'll call you. But everyone that I've called on the phone, it's because there was a conflict. If I haven't called you, then they're in the same cabin.
I'm going to take that second one. Our counselors and staff will, at bedtime, be around the entire time. So they are there either right in the dorm or outside the dorm until campers are asleep. If there's issues like...
Can you read the question?
Okay, I'll read the question.
Yeah.
So how is homesickness / anxiety crying handled after lights out? This is my child's first time away, and I'm worried about the support they may need surrounding bedtime. And again, that is something that we train our staff during those 2 weeks.
Yes.
During training, our staff are there, they're listening, they're in the room. Some of our staff even go to bed early when the kids are going to bed early, and they're in that one room with those kids. If they're not, they are literally in earshot making sure. And they say, hey, Jimmy, Tina, I'm going to be 5 feet away right out here. So just open that door, or even just kind of shout my name and I'm right here. Our staff are trained on how to do that, and they will be there, like I said, within earshot.
Yeah, we stay up. A good portion of the staff, I'm up for at least an hour after the kids go to bed. And we are walking around, we're listening, we're making sure that everything's good. We're noting who's getting up in the middle of the night, who's having a hard time going to sleep. And we'll call you and I'll say, hey, she had a hard time falling asleep last night. What are some ideas you might have? How can we work together? But it's something we're super aware of, and we work really hard to manage. Are you guys able to let boys and girls sleep in the same cabin if they are related? That's a good question. The answer is no. We do not have boys sleeping in girls' cabins and girls sleeping in boys' cabins. We have a girls' quad, which is down in the villas, and then a boys' quad, which is up in the cabins, the cabins behind the dining hall.
All of our cabins have 8 kids in it, and this year, our numbers are great. The cabins are about full for almost every single session, and so we don't have just a cabin for cousins to be sharing. It is all group-based. All of the dynamics of our 1-week program are very, very group-based.
Yeah, which would be kind of cool though. Like, I have so many fun cousins. I mean, if we all went to camp together, that would be so fun. So I get it. No, we don't do that. And then what percentage of kids are first timers? In our 1 week program, I would say more than half of our kids are first time campers. Our 1 week program is a great opportunity for families to experience a 1 week overnight camp in a really cool location. We have I can rave about our camp all day long. So we get a lot of first time campers and a lot of first time campers who've never done sleepaway camp before. And most of the time we know this. We can see it when me and Sydney, sorry, I'm saying you, when we're making cabins, I can see who's been to camp before and who hasn't. So when I'm making cabins, I'm not going to put your camper who's a first time camper in a cabin with a bunch of returning campers because they're going to feel left out. So we're definitely making sure that we're pairing kids together that we know are going to be able to bond over their first camp experience. Or maybe say, hey, I remember you from last summer. I'm gonna put them in the same cabin and see if they can kind of rebuild that friendship that they maybe either had or didn't have last summer. So it's very much dependent on age, whether they have bunk requests, how many times they've been to camp, grades. Sometimes I look at grades, like 8 and 9 year olds. We'll put the third graders together and then the fourth graders together, kind of thing. If you have more questions, you can call.
We've kept you for almost 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I will say goodbye first. Thank you for being here. Thank you for going the extra mile to watch this. Yes. Please read the parent guide, label the clothing, make sure that your camper knows where they're going, what they're going to be doing, and maybe even share this video, maybe like in double speed.
Yes, in double speed. Thanks again, everyone. I'm very excited for summer. Please reach out to me. I want to hear from you. I want to talk with you. We are a team to make a great experience for your kid. Okay, so we'll be chatting soon. I'll see you all soon. Have a great rest of your, Thursday?
It's Thursday.
Okay, bye.
See you later.